Hi John Fisher, it's Father Marco here. Here for the last video commenting on the Apostles' Creed. So this is the very last one. We've come a long way, hope you've learnt a lot. And it's a nice topic to finish with. The last article of the Creed is that we believe in life everlasting. In other words, we believe in heaven. So I'm just going to talk to you a bit about heaven. And the first thing I'd like to say is that it's great news that heaven exists. If at the end of our life, however long it is, 60, 70 years, 80 years, 90, whatever, if at the end there's just nothing, if at the end we just sort of get switched off like machines, then I think it makes life a bit pointless, really. You know, if you do good in life or if you do bad, right or wrong, we all end up just with nothing. So I think it just makes the whole of life a bit pointless. Whereas if we believe that at the end of life there is a loving God, our Father, who awaits us, and that He's got a great place prepared for us, then that great place, I think, is worth fighting for. So what is heaven like? Well, we know from Scripture it's we don't know basically what it's like. It's like we're told that it will be beyond our imaginations, even our highest thought. It will excel all our expectations. So we can't say too much about heaven, but we do know that it's going to be a place where we learn in the book of Isaiah, every tear will be wiped away. There'll be no more suffering or sadness, the prophet Isaiah says. So we know that it's going to be a great place, an amazing place, and we know that it's going to be not just a heavenly place, in that a place where we just worship God all day long. We will worship God in a way, but it won't be like one big long mass, as some people might think. No, after this life, we're expecting a new heaven and a new earth. And with that new earth comes a new life. And so what a lot of theologians speculate, what they guess, is that heaven is going to be everything that earth was and contain all the good things, but with all the rubbish filtered out, and then excel in every possible way. So, for example, will there be sports in heaven? Yes, absolutely. I think so anyway. Sports are good. You know, we love sports. They give us joy. You know, even when England don't play so well or whatever, it still gives us joy. So I think there'll be sports in heaven. But as Father Pascal said last week, it'll be quite different, because all of us will have the skills that we want. We'll tell our minds to do something, like to score a great goal, and we'll have the skills to do it. So I think there'll be great football games, for example, in heaven. So we won't get games like England-Scotland. No, we'll get like really good games, and every game will be like fantastic. So will there be things like music? Absolutely. But again, like, we won't have music where we're making mistakes and it's so hard to learn an instrument. But it'll be great music where what we've got in our minds and the sounds that we want to produce, we can do so easily and with great skill. Will there be art? Absolutely. Fantastic artists, if that's what you enjoy, but with all the unique skills that you have to produce the art that God has given you the skills to do so, and so on. So concerts, gigs, dancing, reading, if that's what you like, study, everything that we enjoy in this life, everything that is good will be there in heaven, but with all the bad stuff taken away. So will there be jobs in heaven? I think so. But jobs which we enjoy and jobs which give us satisfaction. Some jobs I think there won't be, like, sorry if any of you become, say, doctors or solicitors or policemen or prison guards. All those jobs, I think there won't be much need. But, you know, we'll find other things to do. One of the objections that Richard Dawkins, I think, makes is that, well, he said, I hate the idea of heaven because an eternity, that seems so long. Won't we just get bored? And the idea is no, because we're going to be outside of time and outside of space. What does that mean? Well, we don't know, but we just know it's going to be amazing. So we won't get bored because time will be outside of time. Again, what does that mean? Who knows? But it's going to be great. And so I think the more and more we think about heaven and how amazing it is, I think the next question that follows is, just as if we hear about some great concert that's going to take place, we're going to say, well, how do I get a ticket? How do I get there? Where is it? And so I think that's the question that, one of the main questions that we've got to answer in this life. Heaven is great, God awaits me there. All my friends, all the wonderful pets that I've had, wherever, all the good things in life, great food, it's all going to be there. So how do I get there? And that's the question that we've got to ask ourselves in life, and we've got to think about. And I think the answer is simple. We get to heaven not by being perfect, not by never making mistakes, not by never sinning, but we get there by trying to do our best, trying to be good as much as we can. And then when we make mistakes, just as when we make mistakes to our parents, we say, look, Mum, or look, Dad, I did this wrong, but okay, I'll try and do better next time. And our parents, if they're good, loving, forgiving parents, they'll say, yeah, I understand, son, I understand, daughter, try again, try better next time. And that's it. So how do we get to heaven? I think just loving God and loving neighbour. And when we make mistakes, asking God for forgiveness, whether that's through our prayers, whether that's through the priest and confession, whatever, and then carrying on. So the last bit of the creed, I think, is just fantastic news. Heaven is a great place, and it awaits us. And if we try to love God, as I say, to love the people around us, to do our best, to ask for forgiveness, then not only can we gain a certain confidence that, God's my Father, He loves me, He's not going to just, boot me out of heaven because of some random whim. No, He's going to welcome me. But not only that, if I'm trying to live a good life, I'm going to already start to experience a bit of heaven and a bit of the joy of heaven here in this life. And that's what we want to live. Good lives where we already experience a foretaste of heaven, and then we have a certain confidence that we'll get there at the end of our lives. So that's the good news, and that's the good news of the gospel. And the way to get there, the truth and the life is Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ, summarizes the whole of the creed. If you want to follow the creed, if you want to believe in the creed, keep yourself focused on Jesus Christ, His life, as we read in the Gospels, as we worship Him at Mass and through Christian worship, and you won't go wrong. So I hope that helps. Wishing you a good weekend. This message is going out on Tuesday, the feast of St. John Fisher, so I hope you've had a good feast day, and try and think of something to do for the last videos before term ends. So all the best, God bless, and take care.